Scientific method. What distinguishes science from other forms of knowledge is its method. In science, the mode of generating knowledge is referred to as the scientific method, and it is the logical and rational order of steps by which scientists come to conclusions about the world around them. It is referred to as the scientific method. The scientific method helps to organize thoughts and procedures so that the scientists can be confident in the conclusions they reach. In this section, the focus will be to discuss the nature of the scientific method, beginning with the origins of modern science in the search for a new method of inquiry to replace reliance on the authority of the church and the pronouncements of the ancients. Our goal will be to determine whether we should believe in what science tells us or be skeptic about them. The scientific method has four main stages. They are 1. Observation. 2. Turn that observation into hypothesis. 3. Test that hypothesis with experiment. 4. Draw a conclusion from the experiment about the hypothesis. Let's talk about stage 1. The first step is by observation. This is the only acceptable method of learning about natural law, and it is achieved by taking measurement, that is, gathering data. Continuous observation leads to the formulation of hypothesis. Stage 2. This is the stage whereby hypothesis is formed for explanation of phenomenon. A scientific hypothesis is an idea or proposition that can be tested by observations or experiments about the natural world. In order to be considered scientific, hypotheses are subject to scientific evaluation and must be falsifiable, which means that they are worded in such a way that they can be proven to be incorrect. Stage 3. In this stage, several experiments or tests by various groups of independent researchers to prove or disprove the predictions of the hypothesis. The scientific research is important to know that we do not set out to prove hypothesis. We only test it. Not only is this more intellectually honest, but it is essential in deciding whether it is correct or not. Stage 4. Once the hypothesis has been tested, the next stage is to draw a conclusion from the experiment about hypothesis. The two common methods that are usually used for predictions are induction and deduction, which are good tools for reasoning. The method uses inductive reasoning. It is a principle of reasoning that sanctions inference from the observation of particular instances to a generalization that embraces them and more. There is induction by enumeration, which is where we simply observe that some large number of instances are some phenomenon which has some characteristics, and then infer that the phenomenon always has that property. There is also induction by elimination, whereby competitors are eliminated or falsified. Generally, inductive methods have no inconclusive verification. Deductive reasoning derives conclusion from a set of pre-existing premises. Deduction formulates hypotheses by falsification. Thank you. Next, we are going to be talking about scientific theory.